So we're back with another barefoot shoe review today, and that is the Magna FG in Obsidian Black by Vivo Barefoot. As always, I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of the characteristics of them, where I bought them from, my opinion of them, what they're replacing, and all that kind of good stuff. So let's jump right into it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me. So if you're new here, my name is Meg. If you're already subscribed or you've watched my videos in the past, then you may know that I've been wearing barefoot shoes exclusively now for almost 2 years. So as of today, after this video, I will have reviewed all of my barefoot shoes that I own. I did an updated collection tour video a couple of weeks ago where I showed you all of them in one go, and then since then I've gone on to review the ones that I hadn't already reviewed on my channel already. So today is another minimalist zero drop review, and that is of the Magna FG. So I'm just going to get started. I purchased these from Revivo. As with all of my Vivo barefoot shoes, which I've said in lots of previous videos, I bought them refurbished and second hand. So Revivo is sort of a sister company that takes on old lines and models from the new website and then also refurbishes customer returns as well and then sells them on at a discounted price. So I bought these for £80 on Revivo. I bought them in a good grade condition. That is Revivo's lowest grade. Then you've got great, excellent and never worn, and therefore these are the cheapest grade that you can buy. They're a lot cheaper than what they would cost new. I might try and have a look on their new website if I can find a similar alternative to give you a price comparison, and I'll pop that on the screen if I'm able to. But yes, so £80 in a good grade condition. As I've said in all of my previous barefoot shoe videos lately, I am going to be doing a video where I explain Revivo's grading system and how they categorise the condition of their shoes, as some of you have left comments requesting that. So I'm going to be doing that in the upcoming months. So stay tuned for that one. So what else can I say? These are in the obsidian black colour. They are quite faded given the condition of them, so the colour is looking a little bit worn in areas, but as far as the soles are concerned, they're pretty perfect, so I'm very happy with that. And these were in a UK women's size 6. So in a video I did a couple of weeks ago where I reviewed my Tracker High FGs, I explained that I had to buy those in a size 7, and that whilst doing the research just before that video, I discovered that Vivo Barefoot on their website actually recommend going up a size anyway. So those I had to get in a UK size 7, whereas these in a size 6, they're absolutely fine. So hopefully that's helpful for you to know. I think it's just the trackers, and I've also had the same experience with Gobi high tops. So I own a pair of black casual Gobi high top boots, and I had to buy those in a size 7 as well, because I found they're a little bit more snug than the size 6, ever so slightly, whereas the Magna are absolutely fine, so I'm happy with a size 6. These are more of an in-between season walking outdoor boot as far as I'm concerned, so I'd really only wear these in autumn and spring. In the winter I'd wear my Tracker High FGs, and then in the summer, if I was to do any sort of outdoorsy walking or traveling, for example, I would wear my Zero Shoes Z-Trek sandals, which I've already reviewed as well, so I'll link that up here and down in the description box. So yes, these are more of an in-between boot. I wouldn't wear them with really thick socks, so a 6 is definitely okay. What else can I say? They came with thermal insoles. So these are a replacement for the Magna Forest-esque that I reviewed a couple of months ago. That video did really, really well, so I'm really grateful to all of you who watched that one. But I basically explained, so I won't go into too much detail about that in this video, but I explained that I found them a little bit too rigid. The soles were for more rigorous, intense terrains, and I don't feel that I was getting enough use out of them in those sort of circumstances. I found them a little bit less supple and a little bit more rigid maybe. I found the sole wasn't as connected to the earth. They had sort of a Michelin sole with much deeper cleats in it. So these are replacing those. I sold those on eBay and I used the money to buy these. So I'm really happy that that was successful. I'm a lot happy with these, I will say. That I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Magna Forest-esques. They're a great boot. I love the colour. I wish these came in a green colour. That was one of the things that attracted me to them the most. but they just weren't for me really. These feel a lot more instantly, a lot more supple. These are probably the second most comfortable pair of shoes that I own. I would say my first most comfortable pair is the Fulham boot, which I reviewed quite a long time ago now. It's sort of an ankle, old style Chelsea boot. And then I bought the sort of newer Geo Chelsea, it's called, version of their Vivo Barefoot's ankle boot, a couple of months ago, which I reviewed in a video a few weeks ago. So these are a firm ground sole, same as the Tracker High FGs, same as most outdoor walking boots as far as Vivo Barefoot is concerned. So nothing too intense, but still thin enough that you can feel the ground. The sole, of course, the shoe itself is zero drop, lots of flexibility, very, very lightweight. Most importantly, we've got a really nice, healthy, wide toe box here, which is flat on the big toe side, which is exactly what you need, and then lots of room around the little toe side. So shoes, mainstream conventional shoes that go in at a point, like into a V sort of beak shape, are not healthy. They cause all sorts of problems, bunions, all sorts of deformities. These shoes are zero drop with a really thin sole and a wide toe box, and they are much healthier for our feet. So they allow the toes to spread naturally and for the muscles in the feet to work and get stronger, for the soles of the feet to send messages to the brain, because there isn't all the heavy padding and clunky thick soles that you would have on most mainstream conventional shoes, particularly walking boots. So with these, you're a lot closer to the ground. The walking experience in terms of your feet is a lot more natural. And yeah, this helps you to strengthen your feet and for the muscles in your feet to work and your toes to spread as they naturally should. So they shouldn't be confined into a point shape like they are in most conventional shoes. These are a lot healthier, a lot better for you long term as well. Balance for mobility, agility, strength in the body in general. Our feet are so important, and that's why I made the transition over to barefoot shoes. So what else can I say? We've talked about being a replacement for the Magna Forest-esque. Sorry, I have to keep notes, otherwise my nerves get the better of me and I forget what I'm going to say. So as always on Revivo, their descriptions state that their boots are not waterproof, but I think this is just something that they do to cover their backs basically, because the shoes have already been worn previously by somebody else, they've been returned, they've been refurbished. They can't guarantee their waterproofability anymore, and so therefore to sort of cover themselves they say that they're not waterproof. But I can confirm that these are waterproof, so I usually do a tap test whenever I buy a pair of particularly outdoorsy shoes, which means straight out the box basically. I run them under the tap and around the seams here. Because they've been refurbished, I like to check that there's no faults or issues with them, and I have worn these in heavy rain as well and they have never leaked. I've never had any issues with them, so I'm really happy about that. What else can I say? These are leather, so I'm not going to go into too much detail because I said I wouldn't in my last video and then I ended up explaining the whole thing. But yes, basically, even as a vegan, I am willing to buy secondhand leather as long as it has been refurbished or pre-loved or previously used or was going to waste. I would never buy new leather products, and I only buy leather when it comes to shoes if it's secondhand. So I wouldn't buy, for example, a leather coat or bag or anything. It's only when it comes to barefoot shoes, because I made this big lifestyle change in priority of my health basically and the long-term condition of my body. So I feel that that is more of a priority. I feel that the sustainability aspect of preventing them from going into landfill, and I don't feel I'm contributing, one, to the demand for new shoes or the production of new shoes, but also for the demand of new leather. So they've been refurbished, they were going to waste, they've been given a new home. It is a controversial sort of stance, and I appreciate that some people may not have the same opinion or may think that I'm not entitled to call myself a vegan, but this is the only animal derived exception that I would make when buying something, is purely because it's barefoot shoes. Vegan barefoot shoes are very limited in options and styles So yes, so that's just my stance. I did say I wasn't going to explain all that again, and there we go. So if you haven't watched that video at least now, my previous video, sorry, then at least now you know. So they came with thermal insoles, as with most boots from Revivo. Leather, we've just talked about that. This is, in my opinion, or from my experience, the most basic Magna design, basically. So they do different versions of the Magna boot. So a Magna Forest-esque, which I just mentioned I bought previously, Magna Trail, Magna Trail 2. So they do different versions, and in my opinion, this is the most basic, possibly oldest Magna that they've done. There might have been one prior to this one, long before I ever found out about barefoot shoes. But yeah, so there's lots of varieties of the Magna style, and these also come in lots of different colours as well. We've talked about the firm ground sole. Yes, I think I talked about that. Same as the Tracker High FGs. I think that's it. Yeah, so we've covered the price. These were in a good grade condition. Obsidian black. They come in other colours as well. These were a UK 6, so despite having my Tracker High FGs and my black Gobi high tops in a size 7, these are fine in a size 6. They're a replacement for my Magna Forest-esques in botanical green. I wish they did these in green. So not stated as waterproof, but I can confirm that they are. And thermal insoles, leather. Oh, that reminds me, so they are Walmart certified in the knitted cuff. I completely forgot my most favourite thing about them, actually, sorry. And that is this, yeah, knitted ankle sleeve here. So it's very, very supple. As you can see, it means the ankle isn't restricted and can do its own thing nicely in conjunction with the rest of the foot, but it's also gives that feeling of snug support as well. Even with someone like myself with really skinny ankles, it feels nice, and you don't have to touch the laces, which is something I find really annoying. So personally, I like to be able to just slip these on and off and not have to mess about with laces. But it does have, sort of along the lines of talking about leather, it does have a Walmart certified knitted sleeve as well, so this does contain some wool. But again, same theory for me as buying secondhand refurbished leather. I think we've, yeah, that's it. I think we've covered it. So this is the Magna FG in obsidian from Revivo, refurbished, secondhand, didn't end up in landfill, by Vivo Barefoot. So that brings us to the end of the video. I really do hope that you found it helpful. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate your support. As always, of course, let me know in the comments as well if there's anything else you'd like to ask, or if you have any questions or you want to share your perspective or your journey. I really love hearing from you, and I do my best to reply to everybody as quickly as I can. Also, stay tuned for upcoming Vivo Barefoot shoe reviews. I'm fairly certain I'm going to be buying another pair soon, either as a replacement or as an addition to my current collection. I'm also going to be doing a new sort of video in a couple of months' time about toe spaces and toe socks, which I'm really excited about, so that's a whole new part of my journey. Click the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss any of those videos. In the meantime, take care and stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.